All right, here we go.
Yep.
Welcome into Breaking Bet here on this Sunday, December 28th, the last Sunday of 2025. It has been a wild year, to say the least. A lot of stuff here still left to be determined. I got my guy Brad Thomas in here with me, as always. Brad, happy Sunday. Hope you had a great Christmas, my friend.
Yeah, man. Christmas was great. Spent time with the fam. Watched a lot of sports and drank a lot of high noons. So I can't complain at all.
You know, for Christmas, I was so my grandmother's down here, right? She's pretty much a resident. Like she's here more than half the year. And I was actually gonna hang home for Christmas by myself.
Yeah.
Just watch the games. She's like, oh, come meet us. Okay, so like she's like, oh yeah, we're having lunch or dinner at this club in Boynton Beach, and she's been every Sunday. She's like, oh, like come down for brunch. I'm like, I got my podcast, I got football, you know. So
yeah.
I didn't really think anything of it, dude. This country club was sick. The spread was unbelievable. I'm sitting there, just first plate was all sushi, right? It was all like sushi, tuna tartare, just insane. And then my second dish included duck. I probably haven't had duck since I was a kid, bro. It was tender duck with crispy. The skin was crispy.
Oh, let's go.
Mac and cheese. They had really good ham. Like, dude, it was a ton of good stuff, bro. So I was sitting there eating like a slob, and I scoffed it so fast I couldn't even go up for thirds for the prime rib and the lamb.
My God.
Yeah, but it was pretty good, man. I can't complain. I ate like a king, had a few espresso martinis for dessert.
Heck
So
yeah.
I was really living it up here on Christmas Day.
Bro, that's lit. We had duck too for Christmas, bro.
Good duck?
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, that's sick.
It was
Honestly, dude, I think I gotta start eating duck more.
Bro, it's good, man. It's funny too, because like my sister was basically hosting at my parents' house, and we had so many people, and like I don't really like eat pork a lot, so I like had the duck and turkey, and I was like looking down, I'm like, how much do I have to save for other people, right? You know, like I want to just get copious amounts of it, and I was like, damn, I should save some for other people.
All right, Brad. So we do this every week. Obviously, we can get live midweek. We didn't really miss much on Christmas. All we missed was the Lions no-showed. That was the only team that was really left fighting for a playoff spot. They lose outright. The fiasco continues for Detroit. We did talk about preseason that I think both of us expected some regression for Detroit. I believe, if memory serves, we mentioned something like it's more likely they missed the playoffs this year. It felt like their window's not closed, but I feel like their shot was last year. They had everything working last year. So, you know, I can't say I'm 100% surprised that Detroit missed. I'm just more surprised that they just flat out no-show the last few weeks.
It was like, this is 2 weeks in a row where they have been unable to run the ball. And as someone who is an Alabama fan, I know this feeling. When you're unable to run the ball and you play against elite teams, and in the NFL, every team basically is elite, right? These coaches are so smart. It puts so much ownership and so much pressure on the quarterback where they're likely going to turn the ball over more times than not. Exactly what Jared Goff was doing was he was turning the ball over so often because there's just so much pressure, and he's not a bad quarterback, but he's not the type of quarterback that you want out there throwing the ball 50 times without any like threat of a run game.
Yeah, that was surprising, man. It was a little surprising that their offense was just embarrassed flat out. I don't understand like the miss of Ben Johnson. That was something that I attributed the regression to, as well as their defense. But you know, it's put a fork in it for the Lions. It was honestly just embarrassing all around. Last night we had Texans at the Chargers. Chargers at home lost. Texans stay hot. You had the Ravens at Green Bay with the backup QBs, Derrick Henry, vintage king.
Of course, I'm playing against Derrick Henry. You know what the gross thing is?
60?
Dude, yeah, 54 in my league. And you know what the gross thing is? I have 2 Alabama running backs. Of course, they put up a combined like 7 points when Derrick Henry, the other Alabama running back, puts up a 54 piece on me in the championship. Now I have like a 25% chance to win.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the finals too. Luckily, I did not go against Derrick Henry. Over 204 tutties. If you caught it like that, was probably pretty good. Malik Willis had 2 scores for 60 yards
Yeah,
as
he did.
well. So. All right, first game here. This does mean something. This is probably one of the most impactful 1:00 games that we have. We'll get right into it. It's Seattle at Carolina. Seattle is 7.5-point favorite at the Panthers cross-country travel spot. Seattle's been in this spot before. And again, shop around. There's 7s on DK flat. So this is just FanDuel. But if you're Seattle, you're fighting for not just the NFC West crown, but you're more than live for the number 1 seed in the NFC, which is huge. If you're Carolina, a win here today really puts you in the driver's seat for the NFC South crown. If what's supposed to happen today happens and Carolina loses and Tampa wins at Miami today, a game which both of us discussed going to, but I'm not going.
Yeah.
Then that sets up winner take all division next week for the NFC South, which it shouldn't even be a thing. Tampa was running away with it. But the position we're in here, Carolina's got a shot. Seattle, it is a long trip from Seattle to Carolina, Pacific Northwest to the East Coast. Brad, do you think the Seahawks come out fired up off an extra few days of rest, or what does this game look like for you?
Yeah, I think this is a tough game for the Panthers because they have all the pressure, and Seattle, I just think, matches up so well against them. Also, like, we have to remember, this is a Panthers team who just keeps on having to put themselves in these epic comeback situations. Defensively, I don't think they're good enough, especially against the pass, to weather the storm of what Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to be, Sam Darnold, and they don't get enough pressure on the quarterback. If you're going to give Sam Darnold time, he's going to pick you apart. It makes sense why it's a 7.5-point spread, but the Panthers just feel like they've been a team that's consistently fighting their way back, especially at home. So I think the 7.5 is a sharp line. I don't know which side I would take, but I do think there is real possibility that the Panthers have a chance to at least tie the game late.
Look, man, Carolina's pretty much, for the most part this year, played better at home. The thing I do worry about with the Panthers is they've gotten away with some of these games where they shouldn't have won. Like, I think we could both agree they had no business winning that game last week.
No.
I mean, they
malpractice.
Yeah, that's more on Tampa Bay than it is Carolina. Tampa Bay losing the game rather than the Panthers winning the game. And the one thing for me is, and I think this is gonna be a problem come playoff time. Seattle has 3 deficiencies I've seen because I watched a lot of Seattle this year. I loved Seattle coming into the year. I had Seattle winning this division north of 5-1 in the preseason. Like, I really like the Seahawks. But the 3 deficiencies, number 1, they start way too slow. Like, I know you're going to be like, well, they have the most games this year in the first half where they put up 30 points. But there's too many times where we've seen them come out flat with no sense of urgency. Number 2, I don't like how Mike McDonald sometimes, politely say this, a little bit of a bitch with his 4th down decisions. He doesn't go for it on 4th down almost ever. Yeah, and like, you're gonna have to be able to do it. It could be 4th and 1 on the opponent's 40-yard line. He'll still opt for a 57-yard field goal from Jason Myers instead of going for it. That's honestly what cost them week 1 against San Francisco. And then the other thing is they don't feed JSN enough, in my opinion. They go through spurts where, like, they won't target him for an entire half. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are the deficiency of Seattle. But for this particular matchup here, I feel like Carolina could come out and cover a first half number. But ultimately, I think Seattle's going to pull away late in the game and win and cover this number. I would obviously take the 7 with DK. I think the Panthers are going to put up a fight here, but I feel like JSN is going to do his thing, man. I think he's going to have a big game here. And I'd like Seattle to get this one done. They both have a lot to play for, but I just think the Seattle Seahawks, front to back, both sides of the ball, are a much more complete team. I think Carolina got a little lucky this year with a couple of their wins, and it sort of skewed the perception that they're a better team than they actually are. Like, I don't think either of us would say, hey, Carolina's a good team, but they've definitely made improvements from last year, for sure. But I just think Seattle is a team that right now is among the best in the NFL. And that's, I think, why we have to roll with the Seahawks today.
If, there's no metric that you can look at and be like, the Panthers have the advantage. The Panthers have a way to keep it close. It's really down to if the Seahawks come out firing and they don't find themselves in too big of a deficit. But we, like you said, we haven't seen that from the Seahawks, especially on these cross-country trips.
Yeah, it's definitely a possible scenario there. Also, guys, let's remember something. It probably started last week more so. This is incentive territory for player props.
Yep.
But keep in mind that these player prop incentives are already baked into the line.
Yes.
But you're getting a little bit of a jump on it because a lot of times week 18 ends up being the week where you're starting to say, hey, this guy needs 100 yards receiving to get a $250K bonus. But week 17 is an opportunity for you to bite into that a little bit. For instance, in this game, Sam Darnold is 4 touchdowns away from an extra $500K. So obviously, instead of taking 4 touchdowns today or 4 touchdowns next week, I think him getting 2 today is fair. Yep. That's plus money. So something like that, you want to cut into those. There's some other guys later that we'll talk about, but just remember that the books do know it's incentive territory. So You're not getting a huge advantage, but keep in mind it's something that you can bite into their number and maybe take a piece of it this week and maybe they finish it next week. But, when making your bets, just be aware. We'll get into more props later on for this game. Brad, this could be one of the most entertaining games of the day. That's Arizona at Cincinnati, 2 teams that are out of it. But you know what, man? This could be a high-scoring game, 53.5 points. This is the highest total of the weekend, at least to this point. Do you think Cincinnati covers the 7?
Oh, man. I have a hard time finding Cincinnati cover the 7, especially after they basically just played a lifeless body in the Dolphins, right? This is a Bengals team that the Dolphins couldn't get out of their own way. The Cincinnati, they're 30th in defensive success and EPA per play and 32nd in defensive success rate. Yet the Dolphins played Quinn Ewers, not a comparable quarterback, and did everything they possibly could in terms of turnovers, going for 4th down, not getting it, and giving short fields to let the Bengals just waltz in there. And then even defensively, what the Dolphins did was kind of like malpractice, where you just had players on defense just making the wrong assignments, especially in the red zone. I don't think the Cardinals, even though the Cardinals defense is not good, I don't think they're going to make life as easy. And I think their offense is going to give a little bit more fight back. I love the over in this game. I was even tracking the weather in this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like a 20% chance of rain, so 20% rain coverage, but it's not even supposed to be heavy rain. If we can get, at worst, just drizzle, sprinkle, I think this game flies over.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't love the side here. I probably like the total a little bit more. Very bizarre. Did you watch that Cardinals game last week against the Falcons?
Yeah.
It's bizarre that Arizona decided to wait till week 16 to start implementing a balanced offense. I mean, it didn't matter because I ended up winning, but I'm sitting here as a Jacoby Brissett fantasy owner in the semifinals, and all of a sudden, in crunch time, Jonathan Gannon's like, you know what? We're out of it, but we're going to go balanced attack here against Atlanta. We're going to run the ball 25 times today. I'm like, no. This is Jacoby Brissett, 40-plus pass attempt territory. So let's keep going what you've been doing. Like, Jonathan Gannon, by the way, is one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in the NFL. He's just
Dude,
one of
yes.
the worst. I can't stand watching him. So when he's gone, maybe it'll be a little bit more entertaining for Arizona. But need a big one here from Jacoby Brissett. Unfortunately, I'm going against Trey McBride. He put up a dud last week. So
Dude, yes.
he put up a dud, and I'm afraid that this guy is going to go
Nuclear
here today and drop a 40 bean on my head against the absolute worst defense against tight ends. Like, there's defenses that are bad against tight ends. Cincinnati's twice as bad as anybody else. They are a legitimate tight end funnel. I think McBride could have a big one here. Is it cards with replacement players going to be the Cincy all lines? All right. Well, might be something to consider then. But look, I don't love the line here. I'd probably lean Cincinnati just because Arizona is not a good team. I mean, they could score, but I think Cincinnati has some confidence. They want to finish the season strong. They still got their guys ready to go for next year. Any props in this game? This is a huge prop game.
This is a huge prop game.
Huge same game parlay.
Dude, this is the same game parlay one for sure. I 100% had to take what was the number? Trey McBride over over 75.5 receiving. But I think Trey McBride is a player that you can take 100 plus receiving. He's going to be the focal point of this offense.
No. I'm going against them. I know he's
no, dude, you're toast, bro. And he also made a statement about, like, I love when players like who are focal points of offense make statements about like not getting the ball and how they want to like help their team out more. You also remember like the backup tight end or the number 2 tight end got like 70 yards last game. That's like not going to happen again. I like him 74.5. I also like Chase Brown a little bit receiving yards. They were using Chase Brown quite a bit last game out of the backfield. He finished the game with 43 receiving yards, 4 receptions on 4 targets, and they were all like well-designed plays for him, not dump offs, not things are breaking down. So those are like the 2 that I like in this game. I do like Jamar Chase touchdown, but bro, like it's like I think the best price I saw was -110.
For Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he actually mentioned something in a presser, not a presser, like a locker room interview the other day. He's like, "Yeah, bro, I don't think I've scored since like week 9." So I think everybody's on Jamar Chase to score today. Squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of thing. He was getting steamed. I mean, this dude is out there -165. I saw to get the end zone today. So I feel like Jamar Chase scoring is pretty interesting. I like that. I think Chase is definitely live for a hundo piece. I think McBride's live again to have a ton of catches, probably clear 7.5. Flirt with the hundy at least.
Yep.
Get the end zone once or twice. Like this is a big prop game. Maybe Jacoby Brissett 250 plus pass yards in a parlay. That's like -155, something along those lines. So I really do like this game a lot. All right, Brad. Tampa Bay Bucks 5.5.
Oh my God.
The Miami Dolphins. Miami was in that game for a minute last week, and then Joe Burrow and company said, nope, not anymore. They blew them out flat. Tampa Bay is, despite their free fall, still firmly in the mix for the NFC South crown.
Yep. Tampa Bay wins the last 2 games. They control their own destiny, right? Like, you do what you got to do here. But my problem is, like, this Tampa Bay secondary is horrible. And it's not just they're being bad from play. Situational awareness is pretty dead, pretty horrible. They're playing in a must-win game against the Panthers. And the funny thing is they have a rookie playing out wide in a blitz situation. So they're blitzing and they're playing man behind. So he's got just solo coverage on Tet. I think it was on Tet against it wasn't. It was on Coker. And he gets burned. Well, obviously, you're blitzing and saying, hey, Rook, go out there, play man-to-man, and you're on an island, bro. And, of course, they completed the pass on him. And I'm just like, situationally, like, is that, like, the best the Buccaneers can do? Like, is it Todd Bowles, a defensive-minded coach. Like, you have to know, like, the key to a good defense is not just calling a good game, but it's putting your players in situations where they're going to have the most success, right? Like, yes, you trust your guys to execute at a high level. This is the NFL. But you're also like, hey, this is a rookie in the highest leverage situation that he's played in all season. Because they get a stop there, they win the game. Why don't we make it easier for him? Like, at least, I don't know, man. And like, and you look at the Bucks numbers, it kind of backs it up, right? 21st in EPA per pass on defense. They're allowing a completion percentage of 66.73 to opposing quarterbacks. That is terrible. Now they're playing against a Miami Dolphins team who's pretty much down and downtrodden, trying different players out, having players sit out. If the Buccaneers don't win this by margin and they make this a close game, I don't care what happens at the end of the season, out barring a Super Bowl victory, Todd Bowles has to go.
Yeah, I think so too. Like their collapse it's awful, dude. I mean, how can you sit here and say, like, both of us loved Tampa coming into the year. I had them as a Super Bowl pick. And,
Bro, me too. I had him to win.
Bro, that was looking good. And I don't know what happened, but they just, as soon as they just went into that Detroit game and they got destroyed. And I don't understand, like, since that time, they have been flat out embarrassed. Like, other than that one squeaked out win against the Cardinals, they really haven't been able to do anything. They've been on an absolute losing bender.
Yep.
Sorry, just
you're good.
Playing here. All right, so I think Tampa's going to win. Like, I'm going to go with Tampa again. Like, I took Carolina last week. I took them to cover the 3. I thought, Tampa would win, but I said 3 points, interdivision home dog, favors the Carolina Panthers in that spot. But Tampa gave that one away. They gave that one away. I'm going to give the Bucks here the rebound. If they don't win this game, I don't even think you wait until next week. I think you fire Bowles on the spot, man. It's really getting to be bad for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. But nevertheless, they're still alive to win it. They win today and Carolina loses, then they're 1 win away from making the playoffs and hosting a game.
Yeah.
So that's pretty solid. Fate Man, what's up, buddy? How we doing? Morning. Jacksonville Jaguars at Indianapolis Colts.
Oh my God.
5.5. This came down a little bit. This was 6.5 earlier in the week. Some action coming in on the Colts. Interdivision home dog. Now look, it's not something that's going to hit always, but this is something I typically try to gravitate towards. A lot of fight from the Colts last week. Jacksonville has still something to play for. Houston, with their win yesterday, is pushing the envelope for them to have to keep winning. But I like Indianapolis here, I think, to cover the 5.5. I think just based on rule of like interdivision home dog, like there's some spots that I'm just not going to touch that. But I think the Colts here have a strategy in order to keep this one close. Like, look, man, I know we took Denver last week and Jacksonville proved us wrong. I'm going to give them a ton of credit. They went on to out to Denver and they beat that ass. So, ton of credit there. Buddy, though, like, I feel like me and you are in the same boat where, like, we still don't trust Jacksonville.
No.
We don't think they're as good as what they've shown.
It's tough, too, because, like, now they have to be in a letdown spot. They're going to overlook a Colts team, in my opinion. Like, the Colts, I thought they played good in that first half. And just kind of that second half was pretty tough for them. Man. Just don't know, though, because, like, the Colts want to run the ball, and they couldn't run the ball against San Francisco, right? Like, that was their opportunity to be able to run, keep the game close. Now they're playing against a really, really stingy run D, like one of the best in the league. A team that says, if you're going to beat us, it's going to be anywhere but on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
What's the pathway to victory for the Colts? Just play really good defense. Their defense is solid. And I think they'll be able to turn this game into, hey, Trevor Lawrence, you're going to have to beat us, right? You're not going to be able to beat us on the ground. They also don't give up as many as explosives as the Broncos defense, which should help keep things in front of them. But I just can't get there in terms of them winning. Maybe they keep it close. Maybe they run the ball. They're going to try to pound the rock. If they can run the ball 20 times without this game getting out of hand, they're going to do so. So it's all about the dam not breaking, right? Keep it close. Give yourself a shot at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's just divisional games, dude. A lot of these times, like we see these games where it's like
divisional dog at home.
Divisional dog at home, man. I think that's honestly an angle I like here. Look, there's some guys that are matchup proof. If this stays a relatively neutral game script, Jonathan Taylor's going to get 20 plus carries.
Yeah.
You could break any one of those off for a big touchdown. Oh, by the way, Jonathan Taylor's another guy I'm going against this week. I'm going against a really good team. But I mean, if that's the case, dude, Jonathan Taylor can keep Indianapolis in this game. Phillip Rivers, honestly, was pretty solid last week. I mean, he's got some weapons, and these divisional games, things get a little bit weird. And certain guys, like a Jonathan Taylor, are matchup beaters.
Yep.
It doesn't matter the matchup. I'm going to trust my guy more than your guy. I feel like Indianapolis has got a shot here to keep this one close. Obviously, the Colts D's got to play well enough, keep everything in front. Their pass defense is a wide receiver funnel. They've gotten gashed by wide receivers this year, yards, catches, tutties. So my sneak player today is going to be Parker Washington. I actually made a super fucking ballsy move. I benched Ladd McConkey yesterday against Houston. And I plugged in Parker Washington today because I was already projecting to lose by a lot. And I'm like, I need somebody that can flip a matchup. And like, I don't want to say I'm chasing what Parker Washington did last week, but I just saw the matchup and I said, hey, you know what? He's a guy that can take one to the house. And he gets punt return duties. So never know.
Yeah.
All right. Pats at the Jets, 13.5. So, interdivision home dog, yes. I think all three dogs covered on Christmas. But the Jets are really, really bad.
They're really bad.
Really bad. 2 touchdowns. And, like, if you're New England, you still have something to play for.
Yep.
New England hasn't locked anything up yet. So, they still have to play pedal to the metal. And if we ask ourselves, barring like a Jets special teams defensive score, how are they going to get 14 points on the board offensively?
How?
Like run game, the Pats can cover the run game, which is the strength of their team. And then we're going to trust Brady Cook to be consistently dicing up this defense down the field. Get Garrett Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't really see a path for that to happen. And the Jets defense, I mean, are they gonna stop the Pats offense? I don't think so. And let's be honest with ourselves. Anybody that watched that game last week, the Pats should have lost that game.
Yep.
The Pats got lucky Lamar got hurt. Like they're down 11 points in the fourth quarter. And it was a complete meltdown from the Ravens, which, is something that we've been accustomed to seeing from them. But they shouldn't have won that game.
No.
And I think Mike Vrabel probably knows that. And, should have his team up and ready to go. Like, I don't think Mike Vrabel is going to take the Jets lightly just because it's the Jets. He knows they didn't play a great game last week. They weren't clean.
They had a hellacious practice. I know that.
Yeah, see, Vrabel does dumb stuff. The Uncle Baby Billy. Otis.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Otis, let's go, baby. Look, you got the Uncle Baby Billy, Abby. I love Uncle Baby Billy. Yeah, dude, I think he's gonna have his boys ready to go. I think this could be a spot where the Patriots win like 40-7.
Yeah,
Something where it's
I'll
like,
be
hey,
on their spread.
Let's get
I
back
just
under.
like when you're betting on NFL, like you're like situationally, where can I find inefficiencies in the market? And I feel like if you want to talk about most lopsided matchup in the NFL, this is it. And so it would take execution from this defense, and it's just not a defense that executes at high enough level, right? Like they're 28th in EPA, 14th in success, but they stink against the pass, which means Drake May who's already been the most efficient quarterback in the NFL, is going to have his way, and they're not even to get lucky and have some horrible rain game, right? Like it's going to be a little bit of rain. Yeah, I think this is going to be the one game that's a really good chance of rain. There's two of them, but it's not going to be crazy wind. It's going to be probably the lowest wind of all of the games today. So they just got to execute, right? Like the Pacers got out there and just got to play their football. I think 13.5 is a good number. I think let's just remember, like the Saints went out there and just stuffed the freaking Jets. I think that's the Jets season, right? Like the last two games of the season, they know it's going to be tough. Just play football. That's really all they can do is just play football.
I think that's it. I think this is a solid game for some tutty scores. I think, Travion Henderson is a good one to get in the end zone today. Anything else that you like for that? I think what I think's worth it. You know what I think's worth it? I'm looking it up right now to give you a number. I mean, it's something I'd play straight. I don't know if I would parlay it, but you want a tutty score. Let's see how bad the number is.
Hit me.
New England defense 7-1.
Oh, not bad.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. A slippery balls. They're gonna be throwing a lot. I like it. Pats are really good at jumping routes too, which is really nice.
Who's another defense you like to score today?
I like the Bills defense to score today against the
Bills defense scores.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the Bills are playing in a high leverage game in the rain. I just think that Jalen Hurts has gotten away with a lot this season of some, and I'm a huge Jalen Hurts fan. There's literally a football in front of me, sitting in front of me, autographed by Jalen Hurts. But he has made some really bad decisions. Now he's doing this in the rain in a high leverage situation against a Bills team who the Bills aren't going to they're not going to stop anybody. So you're not afraid of them, right? So you're going to take more chances, which just leaves you more vulnerable to, how do I say it? Be punished for the bad decisions that you make, because there's going to be more opportunities to make them, because you're not like, oh, this Bills defense is stingy. We're going to take our shots against the Bills.
Pats Bills parlay, both defenses to scores 83-1.
Oh my God.
Old 10 piece. All right, Brad. New Orleans at Tennessee. Okay, so let me ask you this before we get to this game. Shout out to our guy Ben Hostler. I think I've seen a couple other people. Ben Hostler months ago at 200-1 took a Tyler Shuck Offensive Rookie of the Year ticket. Now, it's bizarre because this Offensive Rookie of the Year race was on fire midway through the season. And now it's a disaster. Like Ted McMillan's minus 330. And Ted McMillan's had a really good year. But,
yeah,
I mean, just based on the team he plays, it's hard because he's not consistently putting up numbers every week. Overall stats have been really strong. Like, he's a stud. Anybody that's watched Ted McMillan he's a dog. I mean, he's locking in on a 1,000-yard season. All well and good, but behind him is Shuck at a somewhat short favorite price. But the Saints are a dead duck. They're not going anywhere, and Shuck didn't even start the year as the starter. He's only played about 3/4 of the season, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
And he's got a real shot to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Is that something you think is valid?
No, I don't think Shuck's going to win it. I think they would rather give it to a guy like Tet if they make the playoffs, or a guy like Trey. Granted, Trey had 5 bad games, but he's going to be the leading running back, 1,000-yard running back for a playoff team. Then give it to Tyler Shuck, who had a good end of the season, wasn't even the starter, but his team didn't even make the playoffs. So, like, the narrative is just not there.
Okay. You like the Saints today, or you like the Titans?
I think the Saints. Saints are playing really good football. Titans, I just don't think they're. I just think the Saints are a much better team than their record, where I can't say that for the Titans.
I don't love this game. I think I probably lean the Saints just because they're playing good football. Tet flu game. Saw that as well. I did see that as well, but I think he's going to play from what I've seen. I think I've leaned Saints. Nothing official. Don't love this. Don't love this game. This is an interesting game because the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're in the lead in the NFC North, but they need to keep winning to keep Baltimore at bay. Baltimore kind of kept themselves alive with a big win last night at Green Bay. The Steelers are pretty close to locking this up. Brad, I'm not 100% sure, but if the Steelers win today, do they lock up the AFC North?
Yeah,
because they'll be 10-6, and then Baltimore's only got 1 game left to go.
Yep.
Yeah. So Pittsburgh's got a lot to play for today. Is there any chance that they get upset? Take this one lightly.
Man, I don't know, because I just don't see the Steelers like having this really great offense. It was already an offense that was pretty muddy, but the Steelers defense the last 2 weeks, their defense has played really freaking good. And this is the Steelers defense. We talked about it for a few times, where 21st in EPA per play, 17th in success rate, 24th against the run, 24th against the pass, 3rd down conversion rate in the bottom of the NFL. You didn't see that last 2 weeks. You saw a team that lost TJ Watt, and it felt like they were more inspired. They were inspired to put forth some kind of great performances. We talked about those stats, right, of how bad they were against the run. They allowed 15 rush yards against the Lions. 15. And it was not like the Lions' lack of trying in that first and second quarter. But after that, they basically effectively said they made the Lions quit trying to run the ball. And then the week before that, when they played against the Miami Dolphins, held the Dolphins to 285 total yards. They embarrassed that Dolphins team. I don't care about the 12 that the Dolphins played and got in the fourth quarter, those garbage time points. Like, I don't care about that crap. For 3 quarters, when it really mattered to shut the Dolphins out and like not allow them to be in that game mentally, they did that. And those are great efforts. Granted, they were playing against the Dolphins, right? But I'm still giving them a pat on the back. We also remember this is a Cleveland Browns team that is going to be without their leading running back. Sampson's also hurt. They're going to be relying on 2 running backs who are basically no one knows who they are unless you're a diehard NFL fan, right? Unless you're an avid NFL bettor, NFL fantasy player. Steelers don't win this game. It's because Myles Garrett turns this into his game, and they're unable to protect Aaron Rodgers.
This is also the game where Myles Garrett might break the record.
Yep. I'm taking a sack 100%. So
I think you see something a couple weeks ago where like the Steelers were literally going to do anything they possibly can to make sure he doesn't break the record against them.
Yeah.
What's sack prop for Garrett? 250.
Wait. No, you have to take 2+. You have to take 2+ because I remember this super juiced.
Do they offer 2+? They're only offering player. What book?
You go to alt sacks. It's +150.
I don't. What book?
DraftKings.
Oh, that's why I was looking at FanDuel. Let's see.
Honestly, if you're taking 2+ sacks, you take 2 tackles? No. What's tackles in this? Oh, wait, that line's wrong. Just ignore me. I was like, that line doesn't make any sense.
Sacks over 1.25. Yeah, everybody's probably betting on Garrett to get it. So it's like you got to take 2, but never know. For me, again, interdivision home dog spot. Listen, remember something. Just because you need it doesn't mean you get it.
Yes.
Cleveland was a 10.5-point dog against Buffalo at home last week. They shut Josh Allen down. James Cook went nuts, but they shut Josh Allen down. He played his worst game of the season. They realistically could have won that game.
Yep.
But they're not good enough at consistently executing to win that game. But interdivision home dog. I think Cleveland covers this. I think their defense plays really well today. This is a rivalry game. A lot of bad blood between these two teams, and Cleveland would love to get a nice upset here. But I like the 4.5 at home.
I'm not like obviously a fan of any of these teams except the Bucks, right? But from a fan perspective, dude, I would just prefer to see the Ravens in the playoffs over the Steelers. God, the Steelers just play like such boring football. They're so slow. That's totally anecdotal. Like I didn't look up I have their pace numbers, but I didn't look up their pace numbers. But when I watch them play, it's like I don't want to watch that in the playoffs. And that's just from a fan perspective, like the fan of the game. Yep, they're 29th in pace. 29th. It's god awful, bro.
I can't root for John Harbaugh for another year. I can't. If they miss the playoffs, I think Harbaugh's gone. But it's but if they make the playoffs, then the narrative in the office might be like, well, like Lamar was hurt, had a lot of injuries, navigated a tough year, still found a way to make the playoffs. Oh, let's keep. Like, everybody knows, no, it's not the right thing to do. I feel like Harbaugh's definitely on the hot seat, but him missing the playoffs would probably give him that nice kick in the ass that he needs. All right, Giants at the Raiders. Brad, I don't know if you followed the Circus Survivor at all this year, if you followed it recently, but there's 9 entries left where over 18.7 thousand started.
Yeah.
So the pot is 18.7 million, or a little bit more than that. Some ballsy motherfucker said, you know what? I'm taking the Giants today. His ticket equity is over 2.1 million. With 2.1 million, he's taking the Giants today to win at Vegas.
Oh my god.
Is that stupidity? Like, look, they could win, but I'm not trusting the Giants with a fortune on the line, are you?
No, dude, no.
Listen, you could sit here and be like, well, what do you mean? You lost a couple years ago. Yeah, I know. It's my bad. I took Denver as a 7.5-point home fucking favorite against New England when they were a 3-win team. Trust Russell Wilson. I hate Russell Wilson. If he was drowning, I'd throw him the cinder block. I can't stand Russell Wilson. He cost me 7 figures. Anyhow, Giants are at the Raiders. We're in the hunt for the number 1 overall pick. They're a 2.5-point favorite at Vegas. Is this a Giants game? Does this one ballsy better make it one more week?
I think he does. Because like it's been pretty obvious and pretty clear that
Vegas is tanking.
They're tanking. They're doing
I don't know, man. They didn't look like they were tanking last week against Houston.
Dude, well, they did not. They did not at all.
Like
they looked dang good.
I was like, bro, we took Houston big spread. I'm like, oh, yeah, Houston. Houston's hot right now. No, well, Ashton Genty's like, well, you know what? Nah, I'm good. Let's go nuts.
But they did start the game with a pick six?
Yeah, their offense is nothing. Oh, Brock Bowers is done though for the year.
Brock Bowers is done. Max Crosby's done.
I don't have a big dog in this fight. I'll say this though. I think it's interesting. Think about Jackson Dart getting in the end zone today. 190. No Max Crosby. Him to score twice is 9-1.
Man,
Not bad.
he's got to have a better game than he did last game. That's for doggone sure.
Yeah. Dart to get in the end zone. Wandale, solid. I don't. This game is. This is a tough slate this week because there's just so many shitty teams playing.
Bro.
We got a good little late window spot here. Eagles at Bills, 2.5. This was 1.5. Brad, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills here. I think the Bills win at home, rebound off a bad performance at Cleveland last week. Now, listen, I think overall matchup, roster, Philly up and down has the better team. Why I like Buffalo at home here? I just think Josh Allen's the X factor. He makes one more play. I think he makes one more play, and that's why the Bills win this game. We've seen teams that are better than the Bills, but the Bills beat because Josh Allen. Like, he'll have one of these 4 or 5 touchdown games and just keep his team in it. He'll will them to victory. So I like the Bills here at home. I think this is actually gaining a lot of steam and trending towards 3. This moved a full point in the last day or so. But I like Buffalo here. Also, another incentive is Saquon Barkley. I believe he needs another 155 scrimmage yards for 200 or 250K. So I like Barkley 100+ rush receive. That's it. So the numbers went up. So a lot of people were taking higher than that. But when I gave it out on my RotoWire pick 5, that was like -115. So it's probably more along the lines of like -130, but I still think Barkley's going to have a big game here. I think whether it's on the ground or through the air, he's going to be able to match up really well against his Buffalo front seven.
Yeah. I'm on Saquon, longest rush over 16.5.
I like it.
Number is -130. Oh, -115, excuse me. Saquon is going against an absolutely putrid run defense. It is for a team with, I think we said this last week or a week before last, for a team with rush for NFL aspirations, you cannot have a team that is 31st in EPA per rush. Explosive play rate's not horrible, but you have to remember a lot of that's through the air, right? Where they're 12th in explosive play rate, but that number gets dragged down from top 5 to 12th because of their explosive runs allowed. Saquon Barkley in his last 3 games has gone over, with his low being 17.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to hand him the ball a ton, which I think they're going to do, I think this is a full offense for the Eagles, right? They're not afraid of this Bills defense, like I said earlier. That means it's not going to be one-dimensional. It's not going to be all pass. It's not going to all be run. Saquon Barkley gets his full complement of runs. He's going to break one. I like that more than his yards at 80. I think it's at 85 now. I like that more than just his straight yards at 85.5.
Yeah. I like them both, but I think Buffalo's going to win here. This is another interesting game to take players for a little same-game parlay.
Yeah.
All right, Bears at Niners, Sunday Night Football. This has moved up from 3 to 3.5. Holy shit. Just took a quick look here. Trey McBride's catches are getting steamed to the over. Oh, my God. It was
What's it at now?
It's 7.5, but it's -152 to the over.
I took him this morning. And
I checked at the beginning of the show. It was like 7.5, and I think it was actually like juice to the under, minus like 125. So a lot of money coming in on the over.
His rec yards got steamed up to 80.5 now, 82 in some spots.
80.5, yeah.
Damn, I waited too long to take his 100+. Then oh well.
Yeah, apparently seven catches away from breaking the single season receptions record in Cardinals history. Brad, I like the Niners at 3. Do you like them at 3.5?
No, I think the Bears can keep this one close. And I actually think what we've seen all season is that the Bears have been undervalued in the market. Like, I don't think anybody thought this Bears team would be as good as they are offensively. We knew they would get better defensively, but this is a team they can run the ball They're good downfield against a defense that still leaves a lot to be desired. I think the Bears win this game outright.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but I would just be safe taking the 3.5.
Why do you think they went outright?
I don't think this Niners team is as good as their record. Right?
I would agree. I think that's the case for both teams, to be honest.
True. Actually, you're 100% correct. That's why I like the 3.5 more than I like taking the money line. But this is a Niners team that's got away with playing a lot of really bad defense, and now they're going to be without George Kittle.
Is he out? Or he's questionable. Is he ruled out?
I mean, what do they? The announcement came out. I thought I only glanced at it.
I apologize. It was an hour ago. He said he's highly unlikely to play.
Yeah. Like he was such a mass for this team. I just feel like the Bears are the better team. Both are unlucky, but I'm getting 3.5 for a team that I think should probably be closer to a 1.5 point dog just because they're cross country. That's my. I wouldn't. I don't know. I've been pretty bad with sides this year, but I would steer clear of taking the Niners today, and that's just how I feel.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. I liked the Niners earlier this week, but I still like them at 3. I just think home travel spot. And granted, like the Bears should have lost against Green Bay last week. If the Bears lose against Green Bay, we're having a different conversation about the Bears, most likely.
Yeah.
We're not thinking regarding the Bears in the same manner that we are now, that they pulled out a miraculous win / meltdown from Green Bay. Now, listen, I think I think Chicago is a good team. I don't think they're a great team. I think they have a lot of flaws, and they kind of wait for these like miraculous moments late in the game for them to get them back into order. I think their defense is a little suspect at times. I think their offense is a little bit too inconsistent at times, but they have playmakers. They have guys that I really like.
Yeah.
But now it's moved off of 3 to 3.5. Now I think I'd side with the Bears getting the 3 and a hook.
Yeah.
Flat 3, I still think I like San Francisco. I think the Niners probably win this game, but I'm going to lean towards giving Chicago the 3.5 now that we got the extra 0.5 point here.
You know, the question is, where do we turn to in the prop market to take advantage of Kittle being out, right? I slight lean going towards McCaffrey over 45.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
But he I don't know. He just hasn't been getting the volume with Brock Purdy like he was with Mac Jones. And that scares me.
Yeah. I think McCaffrey's going to have a good game here. Actually, speaking of this game, so settle this for me because it kind of ties into the next game. So I have – let me pull it up here. So I have both DeAndre Swift and Kyron as my 2 starting backs, but I have Monangai and Blake Corum. So I have Monangai currently starting in the flex. Should I be going Monangai or Corum today or tonight?
Oh, my God.
I also picked up
Monangai
field too.
Monangai. This is a 25th ranked run defense. Bears going to give them a heavy dosage of run as long as this is a neutral game script.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if the Rams could be running the ball a lot.
Yeah. And Corum's going to get at least 8 to 10 carries. Could get a tutty.
That's why I'm like, and we see what McVay does. I think Kyron maybe, Kyron is fooling around with McVay's wife because the way he gives Blake Corum all the burn on the goal line is weird. I don't know. You think Monangai over Corum? I have till tonight to decide.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I have to think a little harder on that.
All right, well, let it marinate today.
I'll let it marinate.
All right, so then to wrap it up, we got the Rams at the Falcons. This was actually 8.5. This came down to 7.5. Brad, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, man, this is a weird game because I feel like Kirk Cousins is going to just see so much pressure, right? Kirk Cousins has not been good under pressure this year. Since he's been starting, and he's been seeing a lot of it. That really kind of worries me for this matchup. But I also think the Falcons, now they have a somewhat of an identity. Their identity. We're going to feed Bijan, and we're going to get the ball to Kyle Pitts. We're going to design plays for Kyle Pitts. It's helped them alleviate some of that pressure. Anybody wants to, if they're pressuring the quarterback too much, they're going to the flats with Bijan. If they're pressuring too much, they're just showing Pitts on the line, letting him leak out on a delay, and it's been working. But this team, defensively, we thought would be, and I'm talking about the Ravens, would be the squad we were like, holy crap, because their pass rush was getting home in those first two games, and we were like, God, this is a squad. 72.5 pass rush grade. But then if you look at everything outside of that, there is nothing that defense has hung their hat on, right? 62.5, 62.3 defensive PFF grade, run defense 57, tackling even bad, 54, coverage. I think that's the fourth worst in the NFL, maybe fifth worst in the NFL at 51. And then you go and you look at their numbers from just the efficiency rankings for a defense. 27th in EPA per rush, 20th in third down conversion. This is probably what's going to be the biggest bugaboo for them defensively this game. They're playing against a Matthew Stafford team who has no problem taking shots down the field. They are 27th in ADOT. 9 yards per target is what their defense is allowing. Teams are taking shots against them. I like the Rams. 7.5. I actually think, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I think the Rams, if they go down, are going to be the most fun live bet to take today. And I hope it's like
tomorrow,
excuse me. I hope. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I hope it's one of those where the Falcons score on the first possession. The Rams punt, Falcons score. We will get a tasty line.
I don't have a strong feel. I tend to lean Atlanta slightly. They've had these games where teams that are better than them, they've kind of hung around here. Did it with Buffalo. Rams, I think Devontae Adams is out again. I think it's a big Bijan game. I don't know. 8.5.
Got to be a big Bijan game.
Yeah, I think 8.5 obviously was a little big, and that's why a full point came in on Atlanta. Knocked their spread down to 7.5. I slightly lean Atlanta. It's not official yet. Probably need a little bit more time tomorrow, but I do like Atlanta here so far on Sunday morning. All right, so Brad, let's get into the props. We're going to build the parlay. We're fucking right there. All right, big props. Let's start getting the parlay built here. Come on, get your head out of your ass. You killed us with the Pitt -6.5 yesterday. You fucking killed us.
Which Pitt?
Pitt.
Dude, listen.
Narduzzi dumb fuck.
I don't think I've ever placed a bet and got that much CLV and it never stood a chance.
CLV's bullshit.
We got listen, and you know what's gross? I was going to play both sides. I was going to play the 13.5. And of course, it was the most hectic freaking morning in the world. I had to go drop my daughter off cross town before I could get back for tailgate. I didn't even I was like, there's too much going on. I can't think. I'm just not going to do it. Zero chance for me to even hedge in that game. And I had a lot.
All I hear is excuses.
A lot of money on that.
Well, all right.
A lot of money.
Today we ball, we bounce back. Let's go. Come on. This is it. Everybody in this chat is like, you two losers haven't hit a parlay yet when you cooked one. We're cooking today. We need to hit one, motherfucker. We need. All right,
how many legs do you want to do?
Say 5. Let's keep it simple. All right, number 1, Trey McBride, baby.
Yeah, let's take his rec yards.
Yards, not catches.
I mean, you want to take 8 catches?
Yeah. Well, you like 80 yards better?
I mean, I think both hit, so I don't care.
I mean, I think he scores too. I think McBride scores. All right, fine. I think they all hit. Let's go. Fine. Let's go 80.5 receive. Anytime for McBride. Good.
Let's take Rex because I'm looking. He has had a lot of. Let's take Rex. He's had a lot of 8 Rex and not gone over.
So no Tutty.
We can take touchdown.
All right,
so what do you want?
All right, McBride over 80.5 Tutty. I hate it because I have to root for McBride, and I know this motherfucker is going to drop a 40 bean on my face today.
So you just want to do Tutty?
No, let's do Rec and Tutty.
Okay. McBride. Okay.
Seattle, JSN.
Yes, JSN. I like that.
Always, JSN's our dog. That's my guy.
Oh my God.
What?
No, I freaking hate how Hard Rock does just the first 3 letters of the team's name, and it's like so much harder to find. It like drives me nuts. JSN 90.5.
No, catches, dummy.
Yeah, that's better. 6.5 is easy money. All right. I like McBride was on mine.
All right, McBride, Tutty, McBride over yards, JSN over catches.
I like Cards Bengals over, but we already have 3 for that same game already. We already have 2 for that game already.
Yeah. Jacksonville, Indy. Anything?
I didn't have anything for that one. I had Jacksonville, Indy. I had a lean on Alec Pierce yards, but then I also was like, I don't want it because I could see Pittman being the guy today.
Oh, Bills money line. No, or too risky for you.
That's fine.
All right, let's go Bills. Bills money line. Saquon.
Longest rush.
Yeah, 16.5.
I don't know if I could bet longest rush on here.
You don't parlay that.
You can't do longest rush on Hard Rock.
Fuck it.
It's so stupid. I don't want to do 86.5 rush yards.
Want to do 80?
We can do 80.
Or do you want to do rush receive?
No.
Okay. Let's go 80 rush. That's 5 legs, 17, 16. Want to add one more?
Yeah.
What if we do our signature? Do that, or we could do. All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Niners money line.
Money's coming in on Jets. That's funny.
Niners money line makes it 27-1, and the Rams money line makes it almost 22-1.
Yeah, but the problem is like.
Okay, so you know my thing. If we get to the Niners game, we just need the Niners left. We're at 27-1 on them.
Well, money. That's saying if we think Rams are going to win, right? Because Rams play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we won't be able to hedge with a game left.
What?
Like
no, I'm not saying both. I'm saying one or the other.
Oh yeah. I would prefer San Francisco than we hedge with Bears.
So let's say we threw 25 each, gets us 675.
625 on Hard Rock.
Okay. And then we could throw, if we're down to that point, we could throw 300 each on Chicago plus 3.5.
Yep.
That'll net us a big profit, and we could hit both. You have better odds with the Niners money line, obviously. You like that?
Yeah.
Read it off.
McBride Tutty, McBride Rex over 7.5. Bills money line. Barkley over.
Wait. Hold on. Back up. McBride Tutty.
McBride over 7.5 Rex.
No, I thought you said 80 yards.
Oh yeah, I'm down with 80 yards. I'm good with either.
Okay.
It's gonna change the odds to crap though. I think if we take 80, let me see.
No, because I had 80.5. What's his number on Hard Rock?
It should be the same odds actually. Never mind. It's the same. It's also got jumped down because McBride's touchdown. Someone just smashed it. So.
All right, so keep reading.
So McBride, Tutty, McBride, 80 plus receiving yards. Bills money line. Barkley 80 plus rushing yards. JSN over 6.5 receptions. Niners win.
Odds.
Plus 2,265. Got dropped down. Someone
What?
smashed.
2,265.
Someone smashed Trey McBride touchdown.
It's 27-1 on FanDuel. What the?
Oh, let's not be surprised. That just sucks on Hard Rock always.
Come on, man.
I could have someone take it for us on FanDuel. Let me see. How much you want to do?
Is it a trustworthy source?
Yeah.
Is there a boost available?
I'm not going to use their boost on FanDuel.
I would.
No, but I'm saying like they're going to want to use their own boost. So
yeah. Will they pay you if it hits?
Yeah, they paid out. They paid out some big stuff. They're really trustworthy.
All right.
I wouldn't recommend someone I didn't trust.
Lock that in.
All right, I just texted them.
25 each.
Yep.
Let's go. All right. That will wrap it up for us today here. We will be back for week 18, the final week of the regular season. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Happy New Year. Brad, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.